we'll see if the ambulances work.
Sir, operation was successful.
It does feel a bit unbalanced. I feel like the last chapter was harder in places. But we're doing okay, so this guy's stable. You can go straight into that chap there. And on the trauma, we put you in there. He's operating, he can work on these. I'll pop a rest on there. That's okay. It's the trauma that's massively problematical because it's so slow. The rehab centre became a prison for a moment there. I would imagine that a lot of the soldiers there would be quite happy to stay in the rehab centre than be sent back to the front lines. What shall I... Ambitious works better. Steady hands. Tyres slightly slower. Oh, that can be a good one though. Lowers the chance for complications. I'll go inventive. I like the sound of that. We'll mix it up a bit. Hey, Captain Ryan, how's it going? They want another 24 soldiers. I don't think it matters if we don't fulfill the requests. Simply because I think it's just a way of giving us more staff points. We could recruit scouts. Oh, we could recruit scouts. I don't think we can do it at the moment. Oh, yeah, we can. Right. We've got... Yeah, I'm not going to get another surgeon at this late stage of the game. So, add scout, order. So it'll be a while before they fill that up. But I mean, something to do, just to spend the stuff. Unless one of my nurses drops down dead, then I might regret that decision. So on the trauma specialist, works better, eats once, works more efficiently. Tires slower and significantly lowers chances for complications. See, I don't know. I like that. Oh, he's also already got one performing operations faster. I would like one that... Oh, I don't know if works significantly better. What does that mean? Does it mean he gets through operations faster? Does it mean the chance of the chance of failure is lowered? I don't know. It sounds good though, so I'll pick it. I think the only way we'd know is if the developers came out and actually listed each perk to fully explain it. Or if someone did some really deep data dive on this stuff and either data mined the game or tested it out thoroughly. And I have no intention of doing either. Captain Ryan, you've just reached Chapter 2 in this game. Yeah, enjoy it. Chapter 2, I think, was probably my favourite one. It's got a nice mix of stress and tension and possible success. And you're still planning your upgrades as well. So I like all that. Morale raise. I will take that one.
Sir, patient is cured.
So we are on 1 of 24 on that one.
Patient is cured.
Food's looking good. Supplies are looking generally good. Okay, I feel like we've got the hospital running as it should be running now. It's almost...
Doctor is starting a new shift.
It's almost looking after itself. It's quite nice when you no longer have to worry about upgrading things.
Doctor is starting a new shift.
Or you just decide you're not going to upgrade anything anymore. Hey, Ahmed.
Patient is cured.
They should work on the story a bit more. Story would be... A bit more story is nice in this. It's generally a good game, but...
We lost this patient.
Sadly, I think the bugs kill it at the moment. It shouldn't have released in the state it's in. That was definitely a mistake.
Sir,
But
patient is cured.
I guess it is what it is. So they should be filling
Sir,
up
patient is cured.
from the trenches. We've got
Sir,
2 wounds.
medics
Ah,
reach
that's
the
nice.
advanced dressing station.
Okay, and now they're going to come down here. And they're completely ignoring the ambulances. So my ambulances still don't work today. Engineers. We've got someone exhausted. He's not about to come off shift anytime soon, so I'll switch him out for him. And they will... actually, I'll switch them both out because they both look quite tired. I think there were 2 engineers in there before we started the 12-hour shift system who were sort of out of sync with the rest of it. They're doing okay. This is nice. This rehab effectiveness is really nice.
Sir,
The patient
engineer is
condition
on the way.
here is... I could do with more nurses, but there's nothing we can do for that. Seems most of the stories in the scout reports. I think you're right there. Yeah.
Sir, new patient arrived. Sir, patient is cured.
Although there is a bit of ongoing narrative over this in the front line, which has gone. It's gone. Do you lot... Hang on, this is strange. Do you lot remember on the last stream, there was like this dotted border which was moving around here, and it started, I think, over the river, and then it pushed in on this side, pushed in on this side. Do you remember in Chapter 3, we got those combat reports? A bit of dialogue, and it was like, oh, it's no good, the Germans have pushed into the woods in the west. And we had this, like, it was made of pegs, this border which moved around here, and at the last look, it was like we were in the bulge, the hospital's right at the front and almost surrounded. Yeah, that's gone. So, maybe I pushed them back. In one battle? Maybe. It kind of kills the story that was building
Sir,
up, but
patient is cured.
it's possible. Wow, that's just emptied. Oh, we just sent a crap ton of soldiers back to HQ. Excellent. Excellent. Right, who've we got? Serious. You can go straight in on the noob doctor. Serious, stable, stable. I see more patients coming in there.
Sir, new patient arrived.
If I give that a minute, there's going to be a load more suddenly dropped off. Shorter rehab and shorter operation. Who have we got? Ooh, ow, okay. This is interesting. There's not so many trauma and chemical. And this is all in the other guys. I'm going to leave them in the line there because there's going to be a load more coming. And then we can see who really needs treatment first. Maybe all the soldiers to HQ help with the push. Actually, that's true. I think you're right, because each one of these, it said HQ was planning a push.
Operation was successful.
And if you fill it up, you can send a squad to help. So maybe that pushed the front line back. Good call there. Shorter operation again. Right, who have we got? Everyone's in good condition. There's no desperately, seriously degrading ones, so these are nice. These are like mostly 1 hour treatments. Excellent stuff. Keep it going.
Sir, operation was successful. Sir, new patient arrived.
Hey, an ambulance works.
Sir,
It's not one of mine.
operation was successful.
I don't know what's going on with that. Right. Oh, this is good timing. Really good timing. We just happen to have a slot. And you can go straight in. Superficial damage. So this is going to be filling back up, but that's okay. Big battle about to take place.
Sir, operation was successful.
Materials. We could do more trauma meds. Trauma meds and alcohol, I think. Let's fill that up. No, we won't go mad because we are building some. And food is looking fine. I mean, that's not even an expensive order.
Sir, new patient arrived. Sir, nurses reached the rehab.
I'm going to rehab. Got 8 people in there.
Sir, operation was...
That was funny timing for... Okay, the gas masks are on. Oh, so gas shells. Okay, so this is going to be like a trauma. Not a trauma. Chemical ward thing. Let's see. Works slightly slower. Works slightly worse at CCS. This is Phoebe Mitchell. I shouldn't have her in CCS then. I'll have to check. Speeds up operations. Others working with them perform better. Work significantly better. Work significantly better. or others working with them tireless. Others working with them tireless.
Put the gas masks on!
Too late. Let's skip that, because we know what's coming. Stable and good. Let's switch you over there then. And someone on the chemical ward already. Right, if we come out of that and just have a look. She was called what? Not that one, sorry. Phoebe Mitchell. She's in there, but she works worse at this place. So I'm going to put her... Oh no, she works worse at this place, so she's fine. She's fine on the operating ward. That's okay. So the battle was fine. We're blue for the last one. We've got this sorted. I guess we go for longer rehab there.
Operation was successful.
And a shorter one there. And morale rises. Okay, so... Oh, hang on. Let me just have a little click on the button up here. There's 10 wounded in the trenches. That's not a problem, right? I don't think that's a problem. We seem to be coping quite well. There's 107 bodies awaiting burial. They seem to be... This is a thing I seem to have noticed, right? So if you have wounded in the trenches, then the ADS focuses on getting everything emptied and into the ADS before it'll transport any from there to CCS. And with the cemetery, I think when there's dead people, they go and get all the corpses and bring them back. And I'm guessing they just put them in piles in the churchyard before they even think about burying anyone. Because I don't think there's any burials taking place. I don't know whether that's how it's supposed to work or whether the game code needs a bit of a tweak or something else putting in. But, I don't know. Not that this seems to be a problem. It should be, having all these bodies lying around rotting, but it doesn't seem to be a problem, so I don't know. Anyway, we were looking at... Yeah, that's fine, so we'll leave that as it is. We'll go shorter rehab on there. And is anyone in here waiting? Nope, we're good. Right, let's wait for some more. Nice challenge to see if I can bury everyone before the end of the scenario.
Sir, operation
After
was
the last
successful.
battle, and that might happen right... Yeah, okay. The last battle is going to happen right at the end. But if we get everyone out of the trenches and into CCS, I'll put all those medics in there onto the graveyard and do a 24-hour shift. So, yeah, we'll see if we can get digging some big holes really quickly. We could
Operation was
just
successful.
chuck them into the river
Sir,
and let them
new
float
patient
downstream.
arrived.
That's another option, I'm sure. Okay, let's get on with this. Meanwhile, in rehab, let's throw all the ones out. Any like seasoned veterans we'll put back to the front. Anything less, we'll send away. Just in case the game throws me something I don't expect.
Sir, operation was successful.
Could be that the save has some bugs that have stayed in through the game. That's quite true. And it could be that a brand new game wouldn't have
Sir,
the issues
patient
I've run
secured.
into. And I really hope that is the case. You two can go on here. Straight away after those. That should be quite easy to get to.
Sir, new patient arrived.
Another one. Well, straight in. 7 hour. There's no more space for freight in the warehouse.
Sir, operation was successful.
It's maxed. Okay, I thought freight was going to be a huge problem. Especially in Chapter 2, when we had a lot of upgrades to do. I thought that was going to be a massive issue, but... Turns out in Chapter 3... Chapter 3 feels like it's been the easiest by far, so... Maybe it's because I know what I'm doing more now, or maybe it's just we managed to prepare everything in the previous chapters to give us an easy time here. Oh, it's an exhausted nurse. They're working 8... Oh, god damn. That's so annoying. Right. They're going to come back on... They want to be on shift 3 then, don't they? So, turn that over. And we'll put you onto shift 1. You two can come off. Actually, they look like they need a bit more rest still. Because they don't look like they're fully recovered, so you're going on to shift 1. These nurses must be really sick. It's like, hang on. No, we have an 8-hour shift. You told me I had time
Patient is cured.
to have a bath and go to the naffy this afternoon. And now you're saying you want me back on shift? It's just not good enough, Mr. Farrow. It can't be done. Short rehab. We'll go for that.
Sir, patient is cured.
According to the Oregon Trail, you never put anything in the water, it'll eventually kill you. That was the game where you often died of cholera or typhus, was it? I never played it, but it was an old classic, apparently. Shorter rehab. Thank you very much. Shorter rehab and decreased cost and a shorter operation. That's looking good. The rehab's looking fine. Nurses are going on strike. They might do. Yeah, I agree, nothing off. The shift system doesn't seem to work very well. It's like when they're on 12-hour shifts, they started to get tired just towards the end of their shift. Now they're on 8-hour shifts, they start to get tired just towards the end of their shift. So
operation was successful.
it's like that the energy is reduced over the length of their shift, more so than on the amount of time they're actually in that shift. The calculations don't seem to be right. It might be to do with the amount of work they've got. I don't know. And they might be to do with some personal traits, because that'll make a difference. These guys and these guys have been absolutely fine on the 12-hour shifts. It's the operating ward that's been the problem one all the time. Right, so medic, you still have some work to do there. That's fine, and then we'll switch that around.
Sir, operation was successful.
It's all looking good. The game isn't throwing any big disasters at me.
Operation was successful.
Which I was kind of expecting it to.
Sir, we lost this patient.
Someone's tired in the pharmacy. Yeah, they're about to keel over. Okay, so we lost one, which was sad. They're all in good condition. They're also in good condition. You got time to do that one? Yeah, good. And over here, no problem. We have a space available straight away.
Sir, operation was successful.
I could put them on 12-hour shifts, 3 and 3. I could do. They'll still get exhausted. The nurses always seem to get exhausted in the operating ward. Suggestion for next game, Hogwarts Legacy. It's so good, but I'm a Potterhead, so you're biased. I wanted to play that. I did. But I feel like the time has maybe passed to stream it. Oh, they needed a new order? Damn it.
Sir, Scouts unit have started a new
We might
mission.
not get to see that. Oh, and I don't remember getting a report from those. I guess you'll come home then.
Sir, Scouts unit has started a new mission.
We'll bring them home. They've not got
New
anything,
patient
so
arrived.
it's kind of pointless. Right, after all the stresses and hassles of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, I feel like we're just coasting
Sir,
to the finishing
operation
line
was
here.
Successful.
I feel like I want the game to throw something massive and problematical at me. Okay, you are going to have to go in before you, I think. And on the chemical ward, you're just good. Put you in there. And that's it. There's going to be one big... Hopefully this is going to be like a massive battle. But it also looks like it's coming right at the end.
Sir,
So,
new patient arrived.
how's this doing? No one in the trenches. 4 wounded in there. We're nearly going to get this sorted out. Serious. Serious we can fix straight away. And good, we can put you up there. If I got into trouble, it would snowball out of control. It would. What's the next game I'm streaming? Nothing. I'm going to do a... As it looks like this is going to finish today now.
Sir, new
I'm going to do a
arrived.
Starfield stream tomorrow. And assuming nobody turns up for that, which I suspect they won't, then I've been discussing that, so I'm not quite sure. I'll have to dig through the options and see what we're going to stream later this week. But I can say, come later in the year, April, we've got Manor Lords, which I'll definitely be streaming. That's like a medieval city builder, and with some combat, I think. Although when I played it in the beta, there was only the city building, but I really liked it, and trading. And then Dragon's Dogma 2, sort of an action-y RPG, which looks really cool. That's April. So between now and then, I've got stuff to fill in, and we'll come up with some ideas. Don't think the scouts are really part of the hospital. It should be under army authority. It's kind of strange, the scouting thing. It's my least favourite part of the game. Do I want to get rid of playful? Perform slightly less efficient when working solo. Or extroverted, which would be a good one to get rid of as well. So, ambitious would switch this to working significantly better. And idealist, morale slightly increases when they work. I don't care about the morale. But do I want to get rid of perform slightly less efficient when working solo? I don't think that's a problem. So let's go for ambitious and get rid of extroverted. Works better. Or works much better at the rehab center, but that gets rid of the helpful, which is a nice one. So no, we'll go for ambitious. We will adjust the procedure to ease the doctor, give him an easier time of it. Isn't there an Indiana Jones game coming out as well?
Sir, new patient arrived.
There was what do you call them? An event recently. I know, Tom, you covered it. Where there's new games being announced. And I didn't see any of the Indiana Jones gameplay or anything like that. I watched some of the other games, which looked kind of interesting. Stable. He's going to drop fast. I think we can fit him in there. Big, long trauma. That's okay. We can put you in there. And on this one, terminal. I can't help the terminal person unless I amputate, but that's not going to help either. Okay. Maybe then? Maybe it was taken into account he was resting? I'm not sure. It seems to suggest he's going to survive now.
Sir, new patient arrived.
I think he's going to be okay. Not sure about that.
Sir, operation was successful.
Right, I guess we better have a look in this... yeah, ease the doctor again. This rehab centre. And see if we can send anyone home. Because we have quite a few people building up in this once again. Do you know what? Let's put the veterans back in. And let's do that. Do we have lots? Wow, look at all this currency we've got. I can't even spend it all.
New patient arrived.
And in the clearing station, we have two exhausted medics. Right, this is now empty. So I'm going to do exactly what I said. 24-hour shift in the cemetery. That would be hilarious. Right, you guys go on to rest. And we'll leave one person in here, sort of on watch. And I feel like... actually, I'm going to put you back in, but you're going to be on the resting time. Do we need to switch? 5:56 p.m. You won't get rested in time, will you? It's fine. I'll switch them out with that one.
Sir, medics are on the way.
There we go. Let's see if we can get those 100 corpses buried. Yeah. Well, no, the warehouse isn't fully upgraded. There is more upgrades I could do, but nothing that's going to give us any advantage. So I'll just leave the engineers building stuff.
Are on the way.
We will have... Allow the patient to read the letter. No, we'll just go for No
Sir,
exceptions
new
now.
patient arrived.
The end game is in sight. That... Oh, he got tired faster than I was expecting. And these are on 12-hour shifts, yeah. The shift system, it's just not helping. Someone's exhausted here. Okay, so they're on... So they want to be switched over, really. Let's go... Let's go that. And these guys... Oh, he's already exhausted, so he does need to rest. I will figure this out as we go.
Sir, medics are on the way.
So, waiting to be buried, does it say? 117,
Sir, engineers reached the
118.
pharmacy.
Right, it's got 272. Let's see if any of
Medic-
these increase. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Is that the name of the game? The Great Circle? Sounds like some sort of demon summoning thing. What was that message? I missed a message there. I wasn't paying attention. It was in here. Oh god, look at trauma. Right, this isn't good. Critical, critical, serious. Well, critical's better than terminal. But as it pays out, look, we can fit them in, so it is not a problem. And we'll put the rest in like that. And I just want to make sure that these people know to go and do the work and rest later. Good, good, good. We'll put you in. Alright, I think you guys are just on a very long waiting list. There's nothing we can do about that. This isn't good. So if we put you in there. He lives. He might live. He lives. Okay, it's looking... That's looking good. I'm not sure if this is showing up. If I put him there, he's dead, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, it matches. It's fine. We'll trust it. 2024 release for the Indiana Jones. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for that one. There's a guy in Chapter 1 who got a letter. He decided not to let him read it. He watched a playthrough and they let him reread it. And the soldier committed suicide after reading it. I did have someone committed suicide after they came out of the rehab ward, I remember. I can't remember if it was anything to do with the letter quest. I've had the letter quest up a few times. Shorter rehab. Do the procedure by the book. Alright, so the operating ward is completely exhausted again. These guys are due to work for another 2 hours. So we'll put you onto shift 2. And we'll put you onto shift 3. You can have a rest. It's just causing... There's too much micromanaging over this. It doesn't really add a lot to the game. Fair enough if they're on 24-hour shifts and they're getting exhausted. But I would have thought the whole point of the 8-hour shift system in particular was to avoid staff getting exhausted and you having to do things like that.
Ready your weapons! Germans are approaching!
That's a lot of Germans. That's not a lot of Germans. Alright, so we're going to have wounded in the trenches now. This is the worst attack of the lot, but I feel like we only have to survive to the 8 hours, so... Right, so we want medic teams. Itchy nose, excuse me. We'll put you guys in like that. We'll put you back on 12-hour shifts. And let's run with that. Shorter operation and understood. Okay, so with that done, we need to finish this. I need one more soldier going home to finish that quest off. So they're definitely going to go. And I'll put the +3 back into the trenches because why not? And I just think we just have to survive for 8 hours. Unless there's a surprise attack coming in, we should be done, I think. They want another load doing? Oh no, we helped out on the front, okay. I maybe should, can we reread that, please? No. Okay, we can't reread it. That's fine. And at this point, let's power run through this. Stronger medicine. There's none of this is going to run out. Let's spend the last bit of stuff. I could increase the scout teams, but I mean, there's no benefit to. We've got so much alcohol because we are making our own. The food rations are fine. Do you know what? Shall I? Let's go crazy for the end of the game. Trauma medicine supplies, we'll put some in. Chemicals, we'll put some in. Some of that, let's get that up to like... I've got 66 to spend. Let's order all that. And because we're coming up to the end of the final shift, let's go to the canteen. And go nutritious rations. And let's just keep people happy for the end of the... Oh god, what's this? Morale rises. This is the tuberculosis treatment. Yep, we have to do that. Keep the morale up. And a shorter rehab. And I should probably save the game at this point. This is Marcus Foreman. He was my latest physician. Tires slightly slower. Performs operations faster and tires slower. Okay, that sounds like a genius maneuver there. We will... The gas agent was diluted. It's not as strong. Shorter operation. Shorter operations are really good. Oh, that looks fine to me. Can you go on there? And we'll set the rest afterwards, because he seems to be on top of things up there. I'll let the guys have a rest. They've kind of earned it. I've played this war of mine, Christy. Yeah, it is. I know what you mean about kind of depressing. Let's switch that over. Put them on the other one. Right, so there's still 22 wounded in the bloody trenches up there. That's slow going. And the operating ward is exhausted. I feel like all we do is go in here. Hang on, how are they on shift again already? Right, so we're going to put them onto shift. They're currently on shift 3. So we want them on to shift 2 to give them a rest and put you onto 3. I guess it's the night shift, but I mean, they should be sleeping during the day. Bullet stopped. That's good. And we'll go to ease the doctor. And they still died. That's a shame. You're in good condition. Excellent. Excellent. We just need the casualties to come through here. That's all we need. Oh god, we're gonna have to a procedure without anesthesia. Someone's not gonna like this. Let's see. Longer recovery for... Oh, he is dehydrated and emaciated. Turn that down a touch. The worst game that made you depressed was The Last of Us. You swore you'll never play it or watch it played. There are some games... What was that? Did you see that? They want another thing. Did you guys see that? There was like some splodge of light came down here and impacted against the staff lodging. It looked like either a massive raindrop or, if I was playing Space Invaders, it looked like a bomb dropped by the aliens at the top of the screen and came down here and went blip as it hit this. Anyone else notice that? I guess you could rewind the stream on YouTube and have a look. No, didn't see it. I mean, I saw it out the corner of my eye. I was opening the menu, so it might not have been as big as I thought, but that was weird. I'll see if I can see another... I'm going to look out for it now. We'll see if there's another one appears. I mean, I was playing on high speed, so it might have been something else, but it looked like it came hurtling in a straight line down here. But yeah, depressing games. The one I played that was just felt like sad and downbeat all the way through was Greedfall. It wasn't a bad game. I quite like the combat in it. But it was such a miserable story for every single character involved. There's even a love scene, a romance scene. And the two characters involved didn't look like they were enjoying it or happy at all. There was not one joke made in the entire game. There was... nobody smiled. No one had reason to smile. It was thoroughly depressing. Not a terrible game, though, but... yeah. It was a dry one, was that. Shorter rehab. Bad news? Oh, we can provide additional supplies. So, pharmacies, engineers, exhausted. Come on, game. Make the shifts work, please. And in rehab, should we just send... We're going to send everyone to headquarters because there's literally nothing left for them to do. There's no attacks coming in. I mean, I'm going to save the game at this point as well, by the way. Should probably save the game before we release all these soldiers, but that's fine. Just in case there's a surprise attack comes in at the last minute. I'm curious to see what it says at the end. I'm hoping there's going to be like a score screen. And it says, you know, how many you saved, how many you lost, how many amputations, how many you returned to the front, how well you did, all that sort of stuff. Have I considered playing Sawyer? I've never heard of it, Jason. What's that about? Let's have a look. Assisting nurse made a mistake with the dosage. We will use a quick detox procedure and we'll fix that. There's people at the cemetery about to drop down with exhaustion. So I switch them over again. They can get a few hours sleep. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's take it off. I don't think it matters that much now. There's still 5 people waiting in the trenches. Sawyer.
Dispatch from HQ. An armistice was signed at 5 o'clock this morning. All hostilities are to cease on all fronts at 11 a.m. today.
Finally.
The armistice is to last till the 13th of December.
This could mean some respite for our hospital. A short one for now, but let's hope it will be prolonged.
Yes. Maybe this could even mean the end of this great war.
There is time.
Let's hope so.
On November the 11th, 1918, at 11 a.m., an armistice came into effect, suspending hostilities on the Western Front. Millions of people could finally return home if they were lucky enough to still have a place they could call home. As the war ended, crowds came out into the streets, cheering for those who had returned and the peace they had longed for so much. Yet they couldn't forget those who lost their lives, soldiers and civilians alike. Over 20 million died in the conflict.
20
We
million.
should never forget that war is not the answer.
We live in a time where the task of everyone is to fight the enemy by all means possible. By not carrying out an order, you should be sentenced to expulsion from active service.
Sir, I got a message from Commander of the Expeditionary Corps.
Corpse.
Sister Janet, can you read it for us?
What the hell is this?
In these dark years of fighting, we taste only defeat. The defeat is not understood as tactical or military loss, but fall of our humanity. I ask myself why. We think of ourselves as guardians of all that exists. We think that our military tradition and the wisdom of our generation give us the right to always choose the right path. But we were so wrong. I am asking this court for the acquittal of the accused Major Henry Wells, signed Douglas Haig, Commander of British Expeditionary Force.
Is that me?
Acting as chairman of this court, after considering all factors, I acquit Major Henry Wells of all charges and return him to active service. I close the court hearing.
I was being court-martialed.
Your Honor, I have learned in my service that the greatest threat to humanity is ourselves. For me, today's sitting is proof that one man cannot stop this machine of destruction and hopelessness. I would like to inform you that after today's judgment, I will formally resign from service in His Majesty's Armed Forces and find a place where man and his life are still the most important, because the war is and will always be lost, not just for one side or the other, but for entire generations on both.
Okay. Finish any chapter healing as many patients as possible. Doing all you can. Is that an achievement? Finish any chapter healing as many patients as possible. Maybe I had them all on the waiting list. I don't know. Okay, so I was being court-martialed at the end. Do we assume then, because nothing was explained about that coming up, do we assume then that I got let off because I had performed well enough in my duties there, and that if I had not performed so well but survived till the end, we would have had a different sentence at the end? Do we think the game is that deep? Has anyone else who's finished it had a different ending to that? I've got to say, Chapter 3 turned out to be somewhat underwhelming compared to Chapters 1 and 2. It seemed too easy. I can only assume that's because we prepared better and figured stuff out and got the place set up to be efficient and working well, especially during Chapter 2. Having said that, the first time we went into Chapter 3, we did lose the game at the first battle because we weren't ready for it. But we learnt from that, and when we came back, we kicked its ass. We never had a struggle there. Yeah, Christy, it would have been His Majesty back in World War One. It was King George V, I think, who was the monarch back then. I think King George V. There's so many of them, I lose track. Oh, here we go. Right, patients saved 422, patients death 155, civilians taken in 16. Oh, that's just Chapter 3. I was going to say, overall in the game, there was a lot more than that. So we had 422 patients saved just in Chapter 3. I didn't think we'd been that busy. Humanitarian, efficient. I didn't amputate anyone's limbs, not one in the entire game. There should be, I think, an achievement for that. I did a quest for a VIP for Haig that he wasn't pleased with what you did or didn't do. There was one, yeah. There was one where he was demanding something, I think. Oh, there was one, and the patient died on the operating table, which was just the chance. I mean, there's nothing we could have done about that because we prepared everything else as best we could. We got him seen to in time, and he just failed his role, or the doctor failed his role, and that was that. You thought it went straight from Queen Victoria to Queen Elizabeth? It went from Queen Victoria, I think it was George V after that. Then after that, would it be... When the hell did he die? There was an Edward... Oh, there was an Edward briefly in the 30s. He didn't last too long, thankfully. He was somewhat right-leaning in his views, and at a time when Nazi Germany was on the rise, that wasn't a good look for the royal family. Hi, Anfumus. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you? There was an Edward VII. Oh, it was an Edward VII after Victoria, then George VI, and then Elizabeth Royal. Did the devs expect everyone to finish with a more ruthless efficiency, hence the court-martial? Perhaps. Perhaps. I mean, I maybe should have been amputating people earlier. I would love if there was like a league table somewhere where you could see the results. So that was that. 3 chapters. Interesting game. It is an interesting game. I just wish it had been more polished before it was released. Been watching my Hearts of Iron vids on YouTube. Great vids, by the way. Been learning the game by watching you play. Good. You can learn from my mistakes, because I certainly make lots of them. If you guys want to watch something good on World War One, you've probably already seen it. I'm going to see... Hang on, we don't want that. We do want YouTube, actually. Yeah, go and join this channel, by the way. It's an awesome channel. But we want... I think it's called this. They Shall Not Grow Old. It's a documentary. Yep, this is it. That's a trailer. We don't want trailers playing on this. This might cause a mess. Oh, do we have to buy it or rent it? I don't know where you can view it then. Maybe you can view it somewhere else. It's called They Shall Not Grow Old. It's, was it Peter Jackson? He colorized a load of World War One footage and then altered it and enhanced it. So instead of it looking like we saw in the video here, everyone walking too fast because the frame rates were shot differently back then, it looks amazing to watch. And they've voiced it as well. They've got actors to come and voice it. It's a really moving piece of film. So it's really good. Yeah, the Peter Jackson one.